Hello everyone, welcome to Succeed e-learning app. Today we are going to go through a lesson called Science and Hope of Survival. This lesson was written by Kellis Burrow. Now let me tell you a bit about the author. Kellis Burrow taught at the University of California in Los Angeles. He was the research group leader of the International Institute for Earthquake Prediction and Mathematical Geophysics of the Russian Academy of Sciences. He is also known as the co-director and founder of the research program on nonlinear dynamics and earthquake prediction of the Abdus Salam International Institute and Center for Theoretical Physics. So I have a question for all of you. Why do many people around us take up the profession of lawyers, businessmen and doctors? Is it because they earn a higher income, or is it because they have a greater social status in the society? Now, if such is the case, why do majority of the people among us end up being scientists? And let me tell you, scientists do not make a huge income. Indeed, they make very less amount of money, and some of them even end up in poverty. Why do still people take up science? Is it because of their passion, or is it to prove that they are smart? If scientists are so smart, why are they still so poor? There may be an answer to this. The great Russian author Leo Tolstoy once said that a writer is not a person who merely writes, but a writer is a person who cannot live a day without writing. This is similar to our life. If in life we choose a career, it should be such that we cannot live a day without doing it. We should not do it because of the money. We should do it because we are passionate about it. This is similar to scientists. Scientists choose science in their life because they are passionate about their subjects. The author uses the same analogy and says that science is a journey where majority of the rewards comes from the discovery itself. Our honors and promotions depend on us. What we get instead of money is freedom and camaraderie with the people whom we work with. If I, as a scientist, work hard and discover something new, I will have this overwhelming feeling of uncovering one of nature's true beauties. When we work with like-minded people, there are three things that happen to us that we can relate to. Number one, we develop an instant understanding with them. Number two, we develop an efficiency of thought and action. And number three, and most important of all, we develop good feelings. The following is a story that the writer had to undergo during his time in Moscow. The year was 1960, the height of the Cold War. The author was working on the theory of seismic waves. Seismic waves are the waves or the tremors generated by an earthquake. He was immersed in his work. He loved the mathematical challenge that his work had to offer. He was so absorbed in his job that he didn't care of how practical his job would be. It was during this time he got summons from the president of the Russian Academy of Sciences. The president had received a message from the Palace of Nations in Geneva, where technical experts from the United States, the United Kingdom and the Soviet Union met behind closed doors. The letter described of how an American scientist by the name Frank Press had quoted the author's work while arguing with the Moscow experts. Within no time, the author accepted the summons from Geneva and found himself there along with the other technical experts. Now, what was this all about? Why was the author, who was working on the theory of seismic waves, suddenly called by an organization in Geneva? What did they have to do with him? At that time, during the Cold War, every human being lived under the constant threat of annihilation by nuclear weapons. Every superpower country had enough nuclear weapons to destroy one another in the first strike. In the 20 minutes that it took for the missile to reach its destination, the other side had enough time to send retaliation strikes. This threat, or perhaps an agreement between the nations, a simple thread that protected them all from the same fatal state, was called mutually assured destruction, or the perfect acronym for it, MAD. D. Continuing nuclear testing meant that many nations will join the race, and this will create an imbalance of powers between the nations, due to which they will result in the development of more and more nuclear weapons. To put an end to this and to develop peace and harmony amongst the various other nations, the superpower nations came to an agreement to put a ban on nuclear testing. The author was called here in order to solve the problems that arose. To put it in formal terms, the following two problems had to be addressed in the Geneva Convention. Number one, the nuclear powers had to sign an agreement to stop the test of nuclear weapons. Number two, if the nuclear powers did sign the agreement and one of them breaks it by performing an underground nuclear explosion, how would the rest of the world know about this violation? So that was the reason why the author was summoned to Geneva. It turned out that this problem had a direct relationship with the theory of seismic waves that the author was working on. Underground nuclear explosion produce tremors that are similar to the ones that are generated by an earthquake. So the question was, what is the difference between the tremors generated by an earthquake and the tremors generated by an underground nuclear explosion? It was at this moment that the author realized that his theoretical knowledge had a direct application to the survival of humankind. At the time of the Cold War, when there was rising tension between either sides of the bipolar world, it was up to these group of technical experts, including scientists and engineers from various parts of the world with all their cultural differences, to come out with a solution. With all their ethnical differences, they were all able to work out a common language based out of respect to hard evidence, undisputable ranking by expertise, and persistent self-criticism. They all worked together to bring what is now called the nuclear test ban. This particular incident made the author learn many things, and three among them stand out. Number one, he realized that there are many people around him who think and interact the same way as he does. Number two, it made him realize never to feel lonely when he is abroad. And number three, and most important of all, he realized that where there is science, there is hope of survival. Many people argue that science does not go along with the practical ways of our life. Many people do say that scientists are not the most practical people on earth. But I might argue otherwise. All new technologies, all new branches of industries from defense to entertainment stem from fundamental research. Antibiotics, electronics, biotechnology, synthetic fibers, green revolution, and genetic foreign science are all the brainchild of science. Basic research can provide us many things. It can provide us new sources of energy, new mineral deposits, and also provide better and efficient defense from terrorism. Those who are well versed in theoretical physics find themselves great positions and the top positions in various financial institutions. Those who are well versed in biological sciences become the founder of huge biotech companies around the world. Human civilization is threatened by man-made as well as natural disasters. Disasters such as earthquakes, self-inflicted destruction of megacities, environmental catastrophes, economic crisis, and social crisis. But today these disasters are completely different. Disasters such as a massive release of radioactivity from a nuclear waste disposal, an earthquake in the center of a huge megapolis, or an outburst of mass violence can provide threat to human civilization. Trillions of dollars are spent in order to contain these disasters. Intellectual as well as financial resources must be well balanced in order to contain them. Money alone cannot do the work. It is like the famous French proverb, people are not happy with their wealth, but they are happy with their wisdom. Proper research can help develop better disaster preparedness industries. Scientific research is an exciting venture to the great unknown and the token of humankind's survival. It is scientists with their tools who take up this challenge and ensure that we all move safely with the passage of time. Now, I'd like to end my lesson over here and tell you all this. Science is not the beginning, nor it is the end. But if we use it in a humanely manner, science can be our everlasting guardian. Think about this. I hope you all enjoyed this lesson and appreciate the power of science in your life. Thank you all for watching, and for more lessons, tune into the Succeed e-learning app.